In social media, videos is what we need to do. The videos in GemLightbox are really exceptional, and we highly recommend it. It's a selling tool because today most of the people are not satisfied with just the image. If you don't do it, they'll go to the other guy that does have it.
Hello and welcome to Digital Jewelers, the podcast where we explore the fascinating world of jewelry and the brilliant minds driving innovation in the industry. I'm your host, Marius, and today we have an exciting episode that dives into the cutting-edge intersection of technology and the diamond business. Joining us today is Eli, founder of iDiamond Cloud, a leading cloud-based software solution designed specifically for the diamond and jewelry industry. With a mission to revolutionize inventory management, sales, and online trading, iDiamond Cloud is reshaping the way jewelers and retailers do business in an increasingly digital world. Eli, welcome to the show.
Okay, thank you very much. It's always good. It's a pleasure to see you guys. We have a long history together, working together, and it's always a pleasure.
Now, Eli, before we dive into the technology, tell us a bit about your background. How did you get into jewelry and diamond industry, and what inspired you to start iDiamond Cloud?
Well, first I started in the music business. I married one of my students, and she wanted to eat, and there was no way I can do that in the music business. My father was a diamond dealer on 47th Street. He's been in the diamond business since 1943. So I joined with him. We did manufacturing for about 12 years, and then we stopped. We left and we started a company called Interact Web, where we developed exactly what the dealers wanted, invoices, memos, etc. And 12 years ago, actually in 2012, we went online. I think we were the first company to go online with an inventory management system, and we constantly rolling with the punches. We're looking at the new technologies. We're looking forward to a very successful future with our industry, with our software, and that's where we are today.
That's really good to hear. Now, what has the journey been like in terms of growing a tech-driven business in an industry that traditionally relies on in-person transactions?
I think that nothing really replaces in person. Anybody, I think, that buys any piece of jewelry, a diamond, or what have you, that's over a certain price will want to go and touch it and feel it before he actually purchases it. You know, that's changing a little bit because of the certifications that we have for diamonds, and so people feel comfortable buying online if it has a certificate. But I think still the emotional attachment to jewelry is done when you go into the store. I'm an advocate for retail stores. I like the retail stores. I like to give them the tools to compete with large online sellers, and that's what we're all about. We want to give a competitive edge to the retailers to compete and be able to be successful.
Absolutely. In saying that, technology has rapidly transformed many industries, and jewelry, of course, is no exception. How do you see digital tools and cloud-based solutions changing the way the diamond dealers and jewelers operate today?
Yeah, okay, because there's constantly new technologies and new machines coming into this market. But I would like to say the GemLightbox, for instance, because when I started this software in 1997, until GemLightbox came around, we were struggling with images, never mind videos, but images were just not with the tools that were available to the market at that time. We couldn't get a decent picture because of all the diffused lighting and all that, and I had to hold hands with complicated cameras and all that. And lo and behold, when GemLightbox came in, you tell the dealer, listen, you can do this with your phone. I was floored. I was so happy because it takes so much of the overhead for myself, for support away, and it was so easy. You just take your phone, put it on the Lightbox, and you have a beautiful picture. I mean, you don't no longer have to go to a private photographer and pay him $75 or $150. You have the quality right there on your phone. The software allows you to edit it and upload it to our inventory system. We have kind of a symbiotic connection from the phone into the area where the pictures are loaded. And it's a beautiful thing. And never mind about the videos. Today in social media, videos is what we need to do. And the videos in GemLightbox are really exceptional. And we highly recommend it. It's a selling tool because today when you go to social media, most of the people are not satisfied with just the image of the item. They want to see a video. They want to see a 3D rendition of what they're buying. Because to be competitive today, you need to do this, because if you don't do it, they'll go to the other guy that does have it. In today's market, I don't think I have to emphasize it more. We have to be proactive. You have to go after the customer. They're not going to come dropping from and then coming to you from, I used to do marketing for the retail jeweler, and many of them did not do what was required. Most of them, their whole marketing strategy is staring at the front door and wishing that people would just walk in. But today, we have to go after social media to bring people in your local area into your store. We do it via emails, birthday emails, anniversary emails, all sorts of gift-giving occasions that we send emails out to through the software. And we have also suggested all sorts of marketing for the retailer, like on a Father's Day, we had like an ugliest dad's tie contest. People will bring in from all over the ugliest ties that their father has or the husband has or whatever, and we hang it up on a wall. And then when the day comes for the competition, we select the ugliest tie, and the newspapers, the media would come and make a big deal out of it and advertise in any local newspapers, etc. So again, we need to do proactive marketing, and you can be a little bit out of the box. And the GemLightbox is a huge tool that helps us to achieve success in today's market and forward.
Great, sure thing. And well, I guess aside from those points, are there any other gaps that iDiamond Cloud is filling for jewelers and diamond dealers?
Well, yeah, so we have also gemstones and watches. Okay, so each one of them, we have diamonds, jewelry, gems, and watches. Each one of them exists in their own world. You can't put jewelry in a diamond database, really. I mean, I don't like to do that. Some softwares do that. But it has a limited capacity because, for example, diamonds have so many attributes of the diamond, it doesn't really mix in with the jewelry. So we separate it, but they all talk to each other. So if you have an invoice, for example, and you're taking from 4 different, if you put a diamond and jewelry and gem and a watch on the same invoice, we can do that. That's one thing we offer. We offer also the ability to interface with your website, with any website that they want, and also with any other platform like Nivoda or VDB, or Polygon and RapNet, etc., and any other website that they'd like to interface with. And we also syndicate. In other words, let's say I'm a dealer, a wholesaler, and I have my goods online on my website, and you as a retailer want to have that same goods on your website. So what we do is we flip it. We allow you to put a markup on my goods, and all the emails, all the sales go to the retailer, and then you just flip it to the dealer. So there's a lot of syndication that we do and we recommend to do for the jewelers. And the technologies are endless. And we're development junkies. I mean, we love development. And anything that comes new, we're right there. We want to be part of the future because you have to roll with the punches. You can't just sit still. Just like retailers can't sit still, the software people cannot sit still either, because we're coming into uncharted territory with sales of jewelry. There's so many things, but I think the jewelers are always self-correcting. In other words, let's say if they can't make money on selling jewelry, then they buy gold, or they switch to lab-grown where they can make a little bit more of a profit. In other words, they roll with the punches to what makes them money. And that's the way it should be. We don't really know what the next phase will be, what will make them money. But there's always, again, a self-correcting mechanism to allow them to continue in their own business.
So with like these different phases and self-correcting, as you say, have you seen with the emergence of e-commerce, how has that impacted the way that jewelry and diamonds are now bought and sold?
Yeah, well, I know that many people are on TikTok and they're making business in that. I mean, today, TikTok, the rest of them, Instagram, Pinterest, whatever, okay? Many of my clients, they not necessarily want to go to their own website, but they want to go to the Instagram and they want to go into TikTok through our software. So we do that. unless you are a very well-known retailer, to create a website like that, it's an uphill battle, because if you put in diamonds or jewelry in the search engine, you'll get 500,000 results, and you are going to be not in top 10 unless you pay a lot and all that. But the Instagram, the social media, the Instagram, the TikTok and all that, I know people that make a living with those, and we provide the images and the videos through GemLightbox to be able to sync with, to upload.
And some of them make a really good living, actually. There's definitely a market out there. I guess moving on to blockchain and AI, it's been making waves in the diamond industry. Do you see a future for this in terms of verifying diamonds and where it's coming from?
Yeah, well, I'm not totally versed in blockchain, but AI we are incorporating into our software to do analysis, to do research on the spot, to see how our competitors are pricing the same item that we're pricing, searching the internet like that and coming up with results. So they'll have to do one more thing that I'm working on right now is voice recognition.
Yeah.
So let's say you open up an invoice and you want to sit on your hands and you just put the cursor where the customer name should be, and you say it, and that customer will come in from your voice. And then you can go on, and if you know the stock numbers of the items you want, you can speak it out and it'll just bring it onto the screen. I mean, it's not for everybody, obviously, but there's some people who like that, So we do it because it's there, and we want to take advantage of the ability to say, hey, we have this also.
Now let's talk about the nuts and bolts of iDiamond Cloud. How does iDiamond Cloud work, and what sets you apart from inventory softwares out there? What makes you the best?
We are very versatile. Our support is non-matched. We have tremendous support. I believe security and support is the name of the game. If you don't have that, then you don't have much to sell. I'd like to believe that we're nice people. We're not arrogant in the way we treat our client. Technologically, again, we are always at the edge of technology. We're always going forward, searching to see what is available, how usable it is within our industry. We're always looking to increase. We're using QR coding now. We're using obviously the RFID if we want, or two-dimensional barcodes. Everybody has that. But the ease, the advantage that we have, right? It's because I come from the industry. Many of the software people that are out there, they're software people, and they take advice from the market. So the market doesn't know computers, and the computer people don't know the market.
Yeah.
So it's rare in my case that we have both under one umbrella, which is myself right now. I did jewelry manufacturing for 12 years, and I've been on the blogs here since 1980s.
And with your software, how does being cloud-based help with scaling businesses for your customers?
Well, yeah, because we do customization, okay? We also respond to the customer's needs. If they need certain things, right now we're working a pawn shop, for example. So we're putting a pawn shop module into our software also. Whatever they need, they tell me. See, I develop from what the clients tell me. I'm not a user anymore. You can't. There are some software people who sell diamonds and jewelry as well as their software. I find that a conflict of interest. You can't sell jewelry or diamonds and then sell the software, because you can always go into your customer's database and see what they sold it for or what they bought it for. And then you can call up their customer, because you have access to it, and say, hey, whatever he's charging you, I'll give it to you cheaper. It's a conflict of interest, So some software people have that, but we do not do that. So what I'm saying to you, that I'm no longer a user. I'm not in the jewelry business per se, outside of my software. So I listen to needs and I weigh it. If it's a crazy idea, and it must be, then I make an option there for that particular user. So we don't disappoint them, because many of the times they really, really, really need it. Although it's not global, it's not universal. But I want them to succeed, and this is what they need, so we do it. So, and I have the core to be able to do it.
And are there any new updates or exciting features planned in the future?
Well, yeah, the pawn shop is something that we're doing. Now I'm concentrating on pawn shop and developing that.
So it's a big market, yeah, the pawn shop, it's a completely different market.
Exactly.
In saying that, what are the biggest challenges in terms of getting the jewelry industry, diamond, pawn market into embracing digital solutions?
Well, many people are still in our industry are very phobic about being online, and it's completely unjustified. Because they believe that the IRS is coming any day now and then raiding, So they feel that if it's on their local server or computer, they're safer, which is not true. Because any auditor that comes in, I don't know, the auditor comes in, it takes your hard drive, you can find anything and everything, you see it. When they are by me, it's on my server. There's nothing on their computers. And finally, unless you are dealing drugs or laundering money, you have really nothing to worry about. They're not going to come into your banging on your door and saying, hey, let me see your receivables. They don't do that. In fact, what they do, and I haven't had not one experience in all 30 years already. Nobody ever knocked on a door like that. If it happens and they do come, they call you ahead of time. They don't want to come to you when you're not prepared. They say, listen, we're going to come to you in 3 weeks. Please get things in order. So when we come, we can sit down and go over things properly. It's going to come to you, you're wasting my time. You didn't tell me you were coming, I have nothing prepared, etc. So this phobia is completely unjustified. I believe the benefits of being online way outweigh the cons.
Yeah, you make an interesting point. I hadn't even thought about that. So in saying that, for traditional jewelers who are hesitant about going digital, aside from what you've just discussed, is there any other advice that you could give to them about, moving online?
Go digital. Go online, because we are in a very competitive market. It's getting and growing more and more and more. Anybody can go into the jewelry business. You don't need a license. You can open a store, get memo goods, and you're in business. So you have to be proactive, like I said before, that involved in your marketing and search out, read the articles, read the magazines, be up on what's going on. That's my advice. Don't be lazy. Don't be sitting there and hoping. Some people make enough money. If you get a store in the Midwest, it's total sales is like, let's say, $250,000 a year. He pockets $100,000. He's happy, he doesn't want to do it. He's happy the way it is, Okay, but his son, his daughter, his children, they want to make more money. So they come into the business and they need to be proactive. They need to go and research all the benefits that are available to them to increase their business.
You were just talking about new generations coming in and wanting to make more, money than, their parents and, trying to digitalize things. What are some common pitfalls that you're seeing with jewelers, who are going digital, something that you would, tell them that, to avoid?
You have to protect, if you're going to be online, you have to protect yourself through, credit card checking and all that. So there's a lot of scamming going on there. You have to protect yourself from, I think there are many, many tools there to verify if a credit card is legitimate or not. Because, you can use a lot of money like that. People switching goods, you send them a diamond, they say, I'm not interested, and they send you back a piece of glass and all that. So there are protections to do that. I would say, get the money before you ship, especially online. That's really, scamming and fraud is a major problem in our industry, because it's so easy and so tempting. Somebody comes to you and buys $25,000 worth of a jewelry, you get excited. You want to make the sale. You're not, a trap is not part of your thinking until it happens to you once, and then it's always part of it.
So Eli, where do you see the future of jewelry selling and diamond selling? Do you see any changes? Do you think what do you anticipate?
Well, lab grown has developed its own niche in the industry. How long it'll last? It's here to stay, but diamonds. They say that a woman would rather have a diamond that was waiting for her in the ground for 1,000,000 years than from an oven in 3 weeks. So I believe that. I think there is a certain amount of sentimentality where the diamond is a natural diamond rather than a lab grown. That's my feeling. Although the resale value on a lab grown is zilch. The retailers seem to be making a profit over there, but who knows how long it'll last. But unfortunately, the syndicate, the diamond syndicate, are not putting money to promote the diamonds. It used to be diamonds are a girl's best friend, diamonds are forever. We don't see that anymore. We don't see Marilyn Monroe singing diamonds is the best friend anymore. They don't promote the diamond industry, and that's a shame. That's the problem. And I think the retailers, no retailer can afford to market in his own market, to develop campaigns for marketing to target his store. Some people do. This guy Singer does in Philadelphia. He offers free lab-grown diamond, 1 carat diamond if you come to the store. But the unfortunate thing, like I said, the syndicate, the people in charge really should really be putting money behind promoting and marketing the idea of a natural diamond, which they're not doing, and it's a shame.
Do you see any technology changes that could change the industry as well in the future?
Well, you never know what's around the corner. What we have now is obviously we have mammoth websites like Blue Nile or James Allen that take Amazon. Amazon is the largest retail jeweler in the world.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. So with Amazon, you have a comfort level because people know Amazon. People know that you can return it. There is no hesitation or no lack of trust. But with the retail jewelers, they don't know who you are and all that, so you have to compete with them. The thing is to bond with the people that came to your store and know you, okay? Because when I used to do flyers in the 80s, I used to do flyers, and we found out we used to send out, let's say, 100,000 flyers for retailer, and we found out that 95% of the flyers came people he knows, the people that know the store, okay? All the business, I'm saying, the business that was made from that flyer came from the people in the store, and the rest of them, 5%. Because you want to be able to have your client say or think anytime that there's a jewelry, a gift-giving occasion that requires jewelry, they think of you. Yeah. They don't think of anyone else. Yeah. And this is the battle. This is what you have to go after. So when a customer comes in, don't say, ignore him. Even if he doesn't buy anything, get his email, give him communication, his birthday, maybe anniversary, whatever you can get, and give him a little bit of a present. It's something that has intrinsic value that looks high, but it costs you nothing. And then you bond with them. You send thank you after you sell something. Say, if you want to take care of any gift-giving occasion that you have, please don't hesitate. Give us a call and all that. It works because people like that. People like to have that relationship. That's why I said, you said personal or digital. I say personal because people still want that emotional attachment to something that's important like that.
It's like a journey, an experience.
Yeah, exactly. We're still human beings. We're not robots. I mean, maybe I'm old school. I don't know. I think that any couple that sit there and looking on the internet for a diamond that they want doesn't compare to sitting with a salesman of a diamond industry. And the feeling there is much, much more.
It's a big part of their life. It's a big event.
Exactly. It's not, you take the feeling out of it. It's cold. You're talking to a machine. You're not talking to a person who shares in your happiness or in your occasion. That's my feeling. And I think the more retailers target themselves to this kind of thinking, the more successful they'll be. Because there's so many gift-giving occasions, and you just have to go after it. And there's many programs. We offer many programs to target Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, obviously, and everything between. Graduation, new baby. There's all sorts of outside-of-the-box thinking that you can have, but within the box. I mean, it's nothing new, but it works.
So now we have some quick-fire questions. So just say the first thing that comes to mind, okay?
Oh my God.
Don't worry, they're all easy. So natural or lab-grown diamonds?
Natural.
AI-powered pricing or blockchain verification?
Not so keen on that, but I would say AI.
E-commerce or in-store experience? I think I know this one.
In-store, yeah.
And bespoke custom jewelry or mass market collections?
Oh, higher transparency.
Okay.
Sure.
I think so too. Classic solitaire or bold modern designs?
Classic.
Well, I think that brings us to the end of the questions.
Oh,
and thanks for sharing your insight and letting us
Thank
know about the industry as well.
Thank you for asking me.
It's a pleasure. For all of our viewers and listeners, Eli, how can they find you and learn more about iDiamond Cloud?
Okay, so my website is iDiamondCloud.com. All the information is there. You can email me or call me, and you can ask for a demo. There's no charge for a demo, obviously. So.
Well, thanks to all of our listeners for tuning in to Digital Jewelers. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review our podcast on your favorite platform. We'll see you next time for another brilliant conversation about the world's jewelry. Until then, keep shining.